One Punch Man, Chapter 130. Good God, man. Murata, what are you doing to me? Not only are we going to get some awesome art from Yusuke Murata, but we're going to get cultured some more. Eesh. The final battle of the Monster Association arc is about to begin in this chapter. Now, we saw at the end of the last chapter, basically Tatsumaki had started to do something to the Monster Association. Well, we weren't sure if she was crumbling it or if she was lifting it up or what, but we're going to find out in this chapter that she actually is lifting the entire Monster Association to the surface, and it's beautiful. Like, the art is just like, what? It's out of control. But before we get into this final battle chapter, I gotta talk to you about AFK Arena. AFK Arena is an exciting RPG game with a unique art style. The demon invasion looms. Esperia must be saved. Train your heroes, forge weaponry, and unite with players from around the globe. Send back those demonic hordes from whence they came. If you're a collector, you're gonna love this game as you gather rare hero cards and assemble them for combat. AFK Arena is bringing back the classic old to the new and mobile, now introducing Samurai Showdown characters from the classics like Ikio Tachibana, a swordsman and an expert in Ai-Jitsu. You can download AFK Arena for free by clicking the link in the description and use my bonus code to get 10 hero scrolls, 5 birthday gift chests, and 500 diamonds. Thank you for sponsoring Mastar Media AFK Arena. Now, obviously here on the front page, we have the new Monster Queen, I guess you want to call it. It's Psychos fused with the Monster King Orochi, and she's still there, she's still kicking, and she's ready to fight Tatsumaki. So let's get into this chapter. Now we continue where we left off with the last chapter, where all the heroes are pretty much just being lifted up to the surface. By the way, Pig God is in mid-battle with this one monster that's basically like the monster version of him. We know that Pig God, like, he basically just eats monsters whole and then I guess like digests them. That's like his superpower, but he's fighting this monster that's just like a giant mouth and is trying to eat him. But I guess Tatsumaki's barrier saved him. Puri Puri Prisoner saying, I thought my ass was glowing all of a sudden. It feels like I'm being enveloped in the warm embrace of love. I don't know what's going on, but I'll call it Angel Aura. And then here we have Homeless Emperor. He's another one of the monster executives. This guy is super strong. He's the one who had the envisionment of God. So the monster god, I guess. So if you ever saw my review of the fan manga for One Punch Man vs. God, that is based entirely on the vision that Homeless Emperor had here in the, I think it was the webcomic, but he looks very similar here in the actual manga from Yusuke Murata. And there we see Zombie Man, who, like, he's basically immortal, so I guess like his power is like, no matter how much he gets shredded, I guess he's kind of like Cell, like even if like just a cell of him like survives, it like regrows back into his full body. I don't even know if he feels pain, but he's rebuilding himself. Basically, a Homeless Emperor has just been blasting this guy over and over again with laser beams, but he just keeps reviving. Because Homeless Emperor is so strong, I guess he just like forcing Zombie Man to continually regenerate, and Zombie Man doesn't have enough time to actually fight back, so he is a counter. All of these monster executives are like perfect counters for the S-class heroes that they're fighting against. And here we have Saitama and Flashy Flash. It looks like the roof is caving in. And then here it looks like Flashy Flash is trying to like protect One Punch Man, but simultaneously Saitama is just like lifting his leg up and like holding the whole like roof with his foot here, which is pretty funny. And then here we have oh my god. I don't think I can say his name. Just look it up. I don't think I could say his name without getting demonetized. But yeah, this guy is fighting against Atomic Samurai. And the reason he's a counter to Atomic Samurai is because every time he gets sliced up, he basically, those pieces of himself become whole new bodies. So Atomic Samurai sliced him up into like 1,000 pieces, and it formed like 1,000 little, God, I can't say his name. 1,000 of this, and basically those 1,000 little guys form together to become this like super version of him. And as he gets saved, I guess he just like does the little like anime trick with the sword, you know, like And like the guy explodes into like a million pieces again. Okay, so here we get this just crazy panel. We see that Tatsumaki's floating in the air. She's up against the Psychos Orochi fusion. The detail on this is just nuts, and it keeps getting better and better here. So basically Tatsumaki said that she was holding back because they were still on that rescue mission trying to rescue that innocent child, and now that he's been saved by King, Tatsumaki's going all out, and here Psychos is like pretty much acknowledging her power. And with that, she lifts up, and what she's gonna do is actually lift up the entire Monster Association from, which is like miles down deep, like she's gonna lift the whole thing up to the surface. And here you can see like all these awesome landscape shots. Basically like the whole city is just crumbling. Like look at the detail, and the scale of this image is incredible. I mean, this is just ridiculously amazing storyboard, right? Like the angle of the camera, like how you have in the distance, basically an entire city is like unraveling upwards. How now you have people looking outside the window and seeing this like gigantic castle form from beneath the city, lifting it up, and the amount of detail on these little lines, you know, all these buildings and everything. I mean, you gotta respect the art, man. I mean, even look at this shot. He's got all the bricks done. I don't know if Murata himself does all of these like very, very tiny details. I know he does like the pencils, like mainly for the characters, but I think a lot of the extra little details, I could be wrong, correct me if you know the answer to this. I think he has like people that help him basically finalize each picture, adding those details and shading and stuff like that. Like he does some of the shading himself, but something like this building, I doubt he would like spend so much time doing all that. It's probably how he's able to get out these chapters so fast. And this is just such a phenomenal shot. Tatsumaki looking thick. And she's 25, by the way. She's, you know, she's legal. And you have this giant city, again, blowing out of, you know, the underground, like miles deep, gigantic facility just raising. And here you have it. You have a bird's eye view. It looks like just like this giant castle, like full of like pillars. So this is the whole Monster Association raised all the way down from the ground, now all the way up to the surface. And I don't know who built this thing or how they're able to build this thing, but the size of it is gigantic. It's literally like a city, you know, or bigger than a city, just like in the size of a tower, or like a castle the size of a city, basically. It's so big that it was able to fit the Monster King Orochi, who's a giant, in there. So basically we have a little bit of antics here with King and the little kid, and they basically finally land, and they're outside, and Genos is there with his new upgrades. They're asking where's Saitama. There's some little blobs. It looks like a blob of the Monster King there, and Genos just burns it all away. Now, he's sensing a massive life form at the top of the protrusion, and what that is actually Tatsumaki has engaged in battle with the Monster King or Queen Psychos Orochi. You can see her kind of like spinning around this building in like lightning speed, and so much it's like shredding up the building on the top of that Monster Association. And as she flies away, these beams shoot out of that building and it explodes, and there you have, look at this shot, man. I mean, look at the detail on this. This one in particular, like I'd really love to see like a full-size image of that. It's just, the scaling is really mesmerizing in this. I mean, look at this shot with Tatsumaki, and like all these little buildings, like as far as the eye can see. I mean, the amount of detail that goes into every chapter is astounding, and not only that, these chapters come out like every week or two, like so quickly. So this giant, beautiful Queen Psychos bursts out.
Me too, son. Me too.
Look at this shot, man. Just unbelievable. There was a Reddit user who colored this image, so here that is. And I just love this. I mean, each of these pictures, I feel like for any artist to draw anything like this, it's like something just like one of these shots, like something like this one. It's like you should have this on your portfolio as like one of your masterpieces, and like each chapter is full of these things. And there we get another oh, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it through this. Another amazing shot of the Monster Queen Psycho Orochi and her gigantic jugs. And here on the left side, you can see she has all these like tentacles and stuff. So the Monster King, like imagine looking from the distance and you see this like really distant building, and on the top is this giant like glowing tentacle thing. That's her right there. And I love how the moon is put there as well. Just the placement of everything is just literal perfection. So that's pretty much the end of the chapter. Now what's going to happen is they're going to go at it in battle. I don't know what's going to happen between this battle because this is new. This is brand new and fresh for the manga. This did not happen in the webcomic. Not like this. Like there was no Monster King. Psychos was there, but we're kind of getting into some uncharted territory, but eventually what we're going to see here after the victory of that battle, what I think is going to happen is Garo is going to emerge from this monster association, which is now raised to the surface, and he's going to be in his monster form, I believe, or he may not evolve until later on, but this is basically the final battle of the arc. We got Psychos versus Tatsumaki. That's gonna finish, and Garo's gonna come out and just start like kicking everybody's butt. But at the same time, we also have the monster executives. They're up on the surface too. So it's like the army of the most powerful monsters versus the most powerful S-rank heroes. And this is the final climactic battle. This is what I'm most excited for. I mean, all the chapters leading up to this so far have been absolutely astounding. And obviously you guys see me fanboy out over every one of these chapters. But this part in particular, we're going to see Monster Garo. I can't wait to see how Yusuke Murata draws him. And we're going to have his battle versus One Punch Man, but we also have all these other insane battles that are going to happen kind of as a prerequisite to that. So we are just getting into the beginning of the final battle, and this is really, really exciting. If you guys enjoyed this manga chapter and enjoyed my review, please leave a thumbs up, like, and comment down below, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Owarida!